Hey viewers, welcome to another game with CasualProGamer. Today we are doing a match between, as you can see, WhiteRa as the Protoss in the bottom left there, and Leslie from Meet Your Maker, sorry, Meet Your Mother, oh my god, Meet Your Maker, and he is playing Zerg. So it's very high level. I mean, these players are both very good. I mean, most of these players that I cast are extremely good at what they do, but I do like it that people every now and then send me those replays from themselves, kind of the lower level replays, because we can learn so much more from that. I mean, these guys are so perfect on their execution that it's virtually impossible to learn something from that, because we as normal players don't have that. We don't have that execution. So I can try to mimic this all I want, but I'm never going to get this perfect execution, perfect micro, things like that. Also, my opponents are way worse than this. So how am I ever going to learn from something that's completely off from what I can pull off and what I have to pull off? Anyway, as you can see, a little bit of scouting going on here by our probe. The probe taking a little bit of minerals, and that is going to make the difference, guys. That is going to make a difference. Look at that difference in the amount of minerals they have. That is because that probe actually stole that. I mean, it's an insanely big difference. Anyhow, a spawning pool is coming up before the base, and the base is going to go down right now, I think. No, just going to try to harass, really? Huh, he didn't have enough minerals anyway. But is going to be able to place that down pretty soon. Yeah, there it goes. Is that in the right place? Yeah, it probably is. I mean, I can't imagine them doing that wrong. Yeah, it seems to be very far away from the minerals, but of course it still has to expand a little bit. And yeah, well, I don't know. It changes the picture a couple of times. But anyhow, the expansion is already going up for our Protoss player, and that is a huge thing, because if he can get it up before the Zerg player can get it up, then obviously that is awesome. Because yeah, normally the Zerg player fast expands even before going for that spawning pool, and that results in a way quicker well, development of the economy. And here, going for that early spawning pool means that he's going to be able to produce Zerglings, but yeah, Zerglings is not that good in the beginning, and obviously he's going to be able to produce queens. I'm not saying that it's not useful. It's not as useful as, well, having an extra base up. So he's going to scout around a little bit with his Zerglings, just placing them in strategic locations, making sure that he has vision over what's happening. The third base, yeah, we saw that going down, and yeah, I'm not paying attention to the chat, by the way. There's all kinds of things going on in the chat, and I'm not really caring about that. Taking out these rocks, the rocks are there to prevent the Protoss from doing a very cheesy strategy. It used to be a supply depot that was in the ground, and now it is rocks. But yeah, the strategy was you place two pylons over here, and then you place a cannon or two cannons behind it. The pylons block off the ramp exactly, so there's no way you can get through. And by putting the cannons behind it means that you cannot go up with, for example, Zerglings to deal with those pylons. And it was a very cheesy strategy, but worked out really well for Protoss. They won quite a few games on these kind of maps with the small ramps. And yeah, especially against Zerg, that's really annoying, because you need quite a few units to deal with that, and then you have to get through to one of the two pylons, and pylons have a lot of hit points, 400 hit points, and then you have to kill the cannons, which is another 300 hit points. So yeah, you can see how many Zerglings you would need to do that, especially if it's defended a little bit. So if there is a zealot there, or if there's a probe that can react to the fact that it's being attacked by replacing the pylon or something like that. It is just very annoying to deal with. Plus there's no way to surround the pylons, which also makes it a lot harder to deal with. Anyway, we are getting a little bit of harassment off here. The queen is going to kill this guy. But the Stalker is coming in as well. The Queen is now in trouble. The Queen is in a lot of trouble actually, but the Zealot is in trouble as well. He got surrounded there, yeah, by the drones. And the drones obviously are going to chase a little bit. They killed the Zealot, but the Queen will stay alive. And the Stalker will stay alive. The Stalker is regenerating some health, or some shield, I guess. Because he can't actually regen health. That is only for the Zerg units. The Mothership Core out, and the Mothership Core is going to help out a little bit. But it is getting shot at by this Queen. Queen doing quite a lot of damage to it, in fact. Already taking 70 damage there. And it seems that the Stalker is just running away. Just all the way back to the base then. Not actually sure if he has anything. Well, he has the cannon in his base, I guess. But he has nothing to run to. There is no army out. And look at the production. So many units and buildings and everything coming up. It's insane. It blocks about half the screen here. But yeah, that's what the pros do. They build a whole lot of things at the same time because, well, that is the amount of minerals and, well, general resources they have just allows them to build so much. Unfortunately, the Stalker goes down and the cannon takes out all of the Zerglings, sure, but, well, the Stalker still went down. The Stalker, of course, good until its last HP. Not so much for the Zerglings, because the Zerglings take too much time to heal fully back. But yeah, the Stalker, that shield is going to come up really soon, or really quickly, I should say. Not really soon, but once it starts coming up, it comes up really quickly. And yeah, you can you have about 50% of your Stalker back almost instantly, and that is just a very good thing to have. So between two fights, every Stalker that survives, or every Zealot that survives, even at 1 HP, is going to be useful in the next fight. And as I said, that's not so much true for Zerg units, although Zerg units do heal over time. And yeah, this is not a good base to defend. He's not going to be able to do this at all. The Zerglings are coming in, and so many deaths. He's losing so many units just to a few Zerglings because of the way he tried to defend. This is a way better way to defend. Obviously, now he has his weak units behind that force field, sorry. And with that force field in place, he can do pretty well. So here once again, getting sentry caught, and the sentry is going to survive. He now can wall this off, but he didn't have energy, I guess, because he didn't do that. And normally these people are very good at microing. Lots of Zerglings streaming in then. The one cannon definitely not going to be good enough. And yeah, we're going to have a few Zerglings still in the base. They're going to try to take out this Nexus, but that is not going to work. And then they're going to run back once again to the probes. The probes are taking a lot of damage here. And let's see, yeah, as you can see, lots of, yeah, like half health probes, and so many deaths. Oh, 11 workers killed. That is a huge amount for, well, considering where we are in the game. And yeah, well, there are still plenty of probes available, of course. But yeah, losing an entire base worth of probes, that is not good. That is definitely not good. And 11, yeah, that's a pretty big number. So the overseer, observer over here, just watching over what's going on. Yeah, just chillaxing a little bit. But so many drones, probes lost. That is going to, well, be very hard to deal with. We are going to get some Colossi out with the extended thermal lens, and the well, that means that they will have some nice range, and of course with nice range comes nice amounts of damage, and they are very good, of course, against these small units, the small Zerglings, Banelings, things like that. And apparently we really don't like to be recorded at the moment. But yeah, so many units on the field that I guess my computer has some trouble with it. I don't really understand why, but because it shouldn't have. This game is made for this, man. No, my graphics card is good enough to handle this, but yeah, apparently it disagreed. So lots of banelings, lots of zerglings, and the banelings are on their own now. And wow, the slow goes down. So many, oh, so many of them die before they do anything. If they even did any, yeah, they did hit. A couple of them hit, but it is only shield damage, so it is not a problem. All of those banelings were lost. Oh my god, that was so much. Yeah, you can see here he is pretty far behind on that. And now the Protoss, because he knows he's ahead, he is going to stream into this base, and with his observer going to take out all of these creep tumors, which means that the creep is going to recede back into the bases. And without creep spread, the zerglings are not going to be very useful. Oh, but more banelings coming in. Oh, I don't know if they did enough there though, because they exploded en masse on a few of the well, of the units, but definitely not, well, the amount of splash damage he could have, but well, everything goes down anyway. Yeah, well, he did come back in that, but in the top part here we have a few zealots coming in, but the zealots are going to be picked off before they do anything, and so are these. I don't know if he has a pylon. Yeah, he does have a pylon here, but yeah, well, that pylon is going to go down, the probe is going to go down, and obviously that's the end of that. Yeah, he tried to do it, but he couldn't actually make it work. Another base coming up, another 2 bases coming up in fact, for our Zerg player, and yeah, that means so much income that he really can't lose anymore at this point. We saw here that he lost quite a bit early game, but now it's pretty much equal again. And that means because, well, yeah, because they're kind of equal on army. No, sorry, on income. But the army for the Zerg player grows really much more rapidly than, well, the Protoss army. So that means that the Protoss is just going to have this little bit of army. And yeah, I don't know what the workers look like. Yeah, it's 100 versus 73. And that means that, well, 25 of this is actually workers, or 25 of the difference is workers. And yeah, that is of course going to be very significant. Oh, yeah, he can't attack the banelings, and the Ultralists really don't care about that little bit of damage that the Dark Templar do. The Dark Templar are going to fly in. They're going to try to do some damage to the drones. And yeah, not even managing that because, well, yeah, he can't attack those banelings. As you can see, he takes damage from the splash when they die. So they have automatic defense against against those Dark Templar, which is kind of cool. And yeah, he does get taken out. This one is still here though. But well, the Zerg player doesn't know that this Dark Templar is here. Yeah, there comes the Overseer. And they get taken out. So Dark Templar, yeah, sneaky unit of course, but against Zerg it still doesn't work. It really didn't work in Starcraft the original and Brood War, but in Starcraft 2 it's still not good because getting an Overseer is so simple, and it takes very little time. So you're going to have a very small amount of time where you can actually do damage. Especially if you do damage to Ultralists first and then, yeah, go into the bases afterwards, someone will have Overseers up, no problem at that point, especially at this level. So we have plenty of banelings coming in once again, and Zealots coming in. The Zealots are going to get sniped by a few banelings. No more Zerglings coming up though. And are we going to be able to suicide on this? Oh, no, no, no. The Zealots are going to spread out. They're going to do pretty nicely so far. But, well, the banelings are still not cleaned up. And, yeah, now they are. But doing a lot of damage there with those banelings. Banelings coming in with the Ultralists here. And, well, the banelings just did the massive damage first. And then the rest gets cleaned up by these Ultralisks, but Ultralisks not good obviously against the Immortals. Immortals do 65 damage to armored units, and that is a super big amount. Especially if you have this many, because, well, Ultralisks just melt to that. It's like running into a line of siege tanks, because they're, well, the attacks from the Ultralisks, they're very slow. They do a lot of damage, but that gets reduced by the Immortal shields, of course. And yeah, this is what you need to do. You need to send in those Zerglings, and those Zerglings are going to take out all of those Immortals. And the Ultralisks now have free reign over the map. And what are you doing here, Mothership Core? You shouldn't be here. You should have been here earlier. Anyhow, the Immortals all went down, so these Ultralisks are now unstoppable, except for maybe if he has enough, well, random damage. Wow, it seems that he actually has the Nexus Cannon on. The Nexus Cannon is obviously not going to be good enough. It is not going to do anything against these Ultralisks, because obviously the Ultralisks are very tanky, and they take virtually no damage from this at all. But, well, with this many Dark Templar and no Overseer in sight, he actually was able to do it. And, well, we have quite a few drones lost here. 24 workers killed now for the red player, but we're later in the game now. So even though killing workers is still a good, well, way to spend your time, it is not as huge as it was earlier. And the base is just going to come back up, but, well, the Zealot is still there. The Zealot is at no health at all, but it already has 5 kills. 5 kills for no reason at all. And yeah, just because, well, the Zerg player was a little bit sloppy on that. He didn't clear out all of the Zealots, he kind of just retreated. In the meantime, we have a huge wave of Ultralisks coming in. The Ultralisks are going to do massive damage to everything, and they're going to take out this base. I have to assume they're going to take out this base. But yeah, here comes the Immortal. It's obviously 1 Immortal versus 6 of these guys. That is not going to work out for him. But, well, he did do some damage at least. But yeah, it's Ultralisks, man. Ultralisks can take a lot of damage. Really, no problem at all. So, yeah, the Zealot finally gets taken out. I don't know how many kills he got, but he got way too many. And, well, the Zealots are just streaming in everywhere, but it's just Zealots. Oh, it's already the GG. He realizes that he only had Zealots to send at this point. No, I don't really understand why. Well, the Zerg army is of course a lot bigger because, well, the farm that was going on. Yeah, I only discussed that very briefly, but the farming that was going on was just much better for the Zerg player, and all of these big units came out. And even though you may not have a massive amount of units, the big units like the Ultralisks are going to do fine against the smaller army. And obviously, well, mined out, or almost mined out. Yeah, this is mined out. No, hang on. This one is mined out. And then, yeah, the only base that's still mining, or could be mining, is this one. But that will be taken out. So, kind of, yeah, I was kind of still in the middle of the fight. But, yeah, it was indeed already over. There were no units on the map anymore. 5 Zealots, 1 Mothership Core, that's it. Against 12 Ultralisks, and, well, that's about it. But, yeah, they're not going to defeat that anytime soon. Anyhow, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.